What is going on, everybody, and welcome back into the studio today. Now, today in the studio, we're going to be working with the latex on the Peregrine Falcon. Now, we are going to be pulling that latex apart into 3 different sections, and then we're just going to go ahead and lay them, as you can see here, into their fiberglass molds. We will do a casting of this in the very near future out of Smooth On Smooth Cast 300, and we will be doing that in a slush cast before we assemble all 3 sections together to get our Peregrine Falcon. Pretty excited for that. Now, this is an ongoing series here on my YouTube channel, so if you want to see some of the videos that led up to this portion of the project and series, make sure you go back in the timeline and you can view all of those amazing content videos. We have all sorts of things on there, everything from sculpting to plastic work to latex to fiberglass. It's all there for you. But we're going to go ahead and break this apart, and I really wanted to include this even if it's in a time-lapse version, because this is part of the process, and sometimes we skip over it when we make our content videos here for YouTube or for educational content. So sit back and enjoy, guys, as we get some razor blades out, and let's cut apart these latex molds. All right, you guys, let's just jump right in here now. I have it laying here on this box that I used to, just bring it up off the countertop when I did the fiberglass as well as some of the latex there. Now, I use 2 things to separate my latex, actually 3, but I didn't have one out in the workshop with me. I really do like using this razor blade bar. It's a kind of a tool that comes with a lot of like 3D printing equipment and things like that. I've seen in a few of those kits for resin printing, and it's really good to have, but it is very, very tough on your hands. I'll say it again, I do have relatively rough hands and fingers, so I can hold this pretty well. And as long as you don't hold the wrong side, you won't really slice open your fingers. I, at one point, sliced open my fingers a few times using this until I just get really good at using it. You can also use an X-Acto knife. Whatever you do use, I would just recommend just taking your slices in just slow processes here. Take your time with it. Make sure you just are deliberate in your slices. Don't make it like a hack job, Don't make it to where it's hacked in different directions all over the place. Do nice, smooth cut lines. Because although we're removing those playing cards and the painter's tape that we use to separate the latex flanges along the outside edges as well as the seam line across the breast of the bird, we want to make sure that we can get a nice streamlined cut across them. And you do still have to cut that initial membrane of the original latex layers. And the goal with that is that even if they don't, line up perfectly, they do line up enough to where you don't have to do much Dremel work to hide any kind of seam lines. And that's why you put a few layers of latex on before you start to divide your different sections of the latex jacket here. Now, this is going to be in 3 sections here. So the entire back of the bird is one section. The head down to the tops of the wings, over the arches of the wings. And then the lower portion around the belly, the tail feathers, and the drumsticks. We did remove the feet from the drumsticks, so I'll be casting those separate. It also just helps with the process because the feet were so much more intricate because each one has 4 toes in total, and also like the sharp talons at the very end. So they're very much more intricate, and adding that to that lower portion of the latex jacket just adds too much difficulty to that latex mold casting. So we're going to cast the feet separate. And I'll also be able to kind of like change the way they're kind of positioned later on down the road if I ever want to. This is coming down across the back of the head and then down over the shoulder of the wing there. I have a small divot there. And I'll get that painter's tape off a little bit later. I'm not really worried about it. It's kind of like filmed into place. But I really do like this process. Some people use like different types of tapes, different types of like sheet plastics, things like that. But look how easily that just removed out of that void right there. All of that is it makes it easier to pull things apart, and it really is pretty smooth and streamlined. Here I am cutting this apart again here using that razor blade bar. And I'm just kind of cutting a little bit at a time here just because I don't want to cut like at a weird angle and have like a seam here. So I'm trying to be very detailed in how I cut that layer. There we go. Got a little bit of separation there. And then we can just start pulling it down. As you can see, there's a lot of feather texture there across the back of the bird. And then, of course, we're going to rotate this around to the side. So I have to, like, cut the entire back section all the way down the length of the wing, all the way to the wing tips. And, of course, the very bottom of the tail feathers, they have those, triangular pieces at the very bottom. Those are extremely hard to cut because you have to cut different layers and depths of latex. So there's the first portion pulled off there. It looks like a bird. As long as it casts like a bird, we'll be okay. So we're going to continue working down the back side. So this is me separating the back flange of the latex here from the painter's tape here. And then once we start to do that, we have to cut these lower tail feathers. As I stated before, because they are that triangular shape and each one has latex between them, it just means that I have to cut at different depths to get through that layer of latex. The hope is that they would line up absolutely perfectly inside the casting of the fiberglass, but we'll just kind of see how it plays out when I go to make those molds. And there it is, pulling those sections apart there. So and then we can pull the entire section off, the entire latex jacket there. Look at the detail in the feather work there. It looks absolutely fantastic. I'm very impressed with the overall detail that I was able to capture with that latex. Last section here is the third section here, and that is the lower drumsticks as well as the under tail feathers. Now there's a lot of detail in those tail feathers, guys. It's a ton. So as I use this latex mold more and more and more over and over and over again, and it pulls on the casted pieces, I could lose a little bit of that detail around the tail feathers throughout making more versions of this. If I ever start to sell a ton of these, I'll probably come back and make a silicone mold of it, the same bird, because I'll have a master cast. But for now, this is going to be adequate to what I need. Remember that latex is substantially cheaper than your silicone that you can buy. If I were to make a silicone mold of this entire project, it would probably be at least maybe $200, maybe $250 in silicone to do it properly, if not more. And then latex, it only cost me like, if you don't count the fiberglass, it's maybe like $30-40. And then if you count the fiberglass, it's probably maybe $100. So I got the fiberglass for $100 or $50 or so, and then you have the actual latex for $50 for a bucket. But it wouldn't take an entire bucket to do this, so it's not as much as you would think. But latex is a little bit more work, And just like that, guys, this is completely separated out. Now I have a little bit of cleanup work as far as just getting some of this last bits of tape off of the outside edges of the latex there. But we are ready to move into the slush casting here. So what that will entail is I will use small amounts of Smooth On Smooth Cast 300, and I'll go ahead and layer that in here while it's opened up. When I get a good layer locked in here, at that point I'll put some armature wire, some steel rods across the shoulder blades as well as down the spine, and that's going to apply extra strength to the commissioned piece of artwork that we're casting. Although it is a durable plastic, we want to make sure that we're able to capture that as good as we can. Now, I'll also mention here that I hope to offer this as a bust as well. I do offer it as a fully detailed casted sculpture on a stump, and as well as hopefully a branch in the near future. But I'm also wanting to offer it as a bust as well. So having maybe like just the top shoulders of the wings, the upper breast, as well as the head, maybe a little bit of back of the head, coming out of a trophy mounted board. I just think that'd be kind of cool. It would be an additional way for me to use this existing mold and the work that I put into it in different forms of art, although relatively the same, just different formats and different sizes. I'll catch you guys on the next awesome video here in Byerly Studios, where we will be using the casting plastic to make the cast of the actual bird. Super excited for this, guys. It's been a long time coming, and I'm excited to get it going. I'll see you later.